All right. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my podcast, No Cap, Just Raw. I never get tired of saying it. So we're back with a Valued Girl series. And you guys know we have our lovely guest, as usual, the lovely Keetrelia. What's up, girl?
Hi. I'm so happy we're here in person together. This is the first on the Valued Girl, and this is something that I've been wanting to happen for a while now. So I'm excited.
I'm so stoked. And we have been planning this for some time now, and finally it's here. The day has come. And today we're talking about something that I think every girl in the world can relate to, and that is cultivating healthy female relationships. And this topic is so important to me, and I've been talking to Key about this for some time now. And we talk about like everything. We have like the deeply rooted conversations.
Yes.
And we always talk about what we believe healthy female connections look and feel like. And I can say like from the rip that I feel like it starts from home. You know, I feel like the idea of what a healthy female connection looks like typically starts from home. Do you have a sister or?
I do have a sister, and I think even more importantly, healthy female relationships start from the womb. Starts from mother first, and it starts, your mother is the first person that you are, exposed to, right? I do have a sister, and I think like my relationship with my sister was stimulated from my relationship with my mother, just from personal experience. But we're looking at it from a psychological perspective as well as a scientific type of view here, and we're looking at it through the eyes of communication. How you communicate with a woman starts with the first woman that you're exposed to, whether it's your birth mom, whether it's an adopted mom, whether it's a female guardian or some form of female authority figure. If this person happens to take a friendly, nurturing approach to you, you will see the female archetype or the female in general as someone who is nurturing or someone who is caring. And then when you are exposed to other types of women, then you'll start to understand the different kinds of women that you will deal with, as far as like, is this woman more disciplinary? Is this, which can come off as mean to kids? Is this woman nice? Is this woman this? Is this woman that? But the first woman that you have a friendship with will be your mom. The first form of communication that you will have is with your mother or your mother figure. So I believe that in my own experience, I had my mom. My mom was very young when she had me. My mom was very young when she had me, so I kind of viewed her as like a sister mom in general. And it was kind of tumultuous to view her as such because I would expect things of her, and I was actually more of a protector naturally than I feel like my mom was. So I was very protective over her. I was very bossy. I was very inquisitive, and it made me like, I always have this protective vibe over my friends. So naturally I have that protective vibe, and I kind of viewed my mom as a little bit irresponsible. She was my mother, she is my mother, but I also had a guardian who was older, more authoritative, and she was motherly in a way that a grandmother would be. She raised me for a bit, and she would instill values and rules into my life. Wow. So when I did go off with my mom, I was kind of like, the difference was like, what the heck is going on? Like, I was kind of judgmental of my mother. And I just wanted to protect her and for her to do the right things.
That is like really interesting. I agree with that. You know, your mother is like the first female that you interact with, and that kind of sets the precedence for every female you meet along the way, until you have enough experience to realize, okay, not everybody's my mother. And you know what I mean? So I had a phenomenal mother. My mom was great. She always used to look at me and say best friends, and I would have to finish it and say forever. And it was just the sweetest thing. And I loved my mom so very much. We had a great relationship. I remember times where we didn't get along. You know, we had our ups and downs, but she, for the most part, was a great representation of what a healthy woman should look like overall. And she really taught me how to just appreciate other females in the sense of know who you are and appreciate the differences in other women, you know. And when you see another female who isn't like you or who's different, don't be mean, be kind, show love, you know, appreciate the differences. And this kind of brings me to our first point here, because we have 5 points we want to make about what a healthy female relationship should look like, right? And I think these 5 things kind of is the foundation that you should have, and you can build upon that. They're just building blocks, right? So the first thing is boundaries, right? And boundaries, oh my goodness. I feel like boundaries is one of those things that takes time to figure out, like your boundaries, so to speak. And I can't tell you how many friendships I've gone through or how many women I've dealt with, and it taught me so much about myself and my likes and dislikes. And I just want to get your perspective on that. What do you think? Do you think that knowing your boundaries is going to create that healthy connection with this, whatever, that female that you connect with, or that friendship?
It is definitely important for you to know your boundaries. You have to know yourself within any relationship, and to have a healthy friendship, you have to be able to express what you appreciate and also come to terms with, you know, things that are uncomfortable about a friendship. And it's what the other person does with that information. If I tell you, hey, this is my boundary, and they choose to say, I acknowledge your boundary, then that is a healthy friendship. If they choose to say, well, I don't care about your boundary, then that is not a friendship that you want, especially when it comes to being women, because we go through what we go through, and we have our own opinions, we have our own likes and dislikes. But if you don't have a space within a friendship where you can express that, and where that is actually recognized, acknowledged, and taken into account, then you can't be friends with that person, right? So boundaries are very important, and you as a friend, you have to know, you just have to know what your friend's boundaries are. That's just it.
I like to simplify the boundaries as let your yes be yes, let your no be no, say what you mean what you say. I know that at times you can be in a friendship where this person may have a very strong personality or a very strong character, and they want things to be done a certain way. And see, this is where your boundaries come in. And although, yes, you are my friend, and when you care about someone, or someone's your friend, whatever the relationship might be, to a certain extent, you want to please this person, of course. We just want to know it's mutual. As much as I want to please you, you want to please me, and sometimes we are going to have to agree to disagree with certain things because it's a friendship, right? And because you care about me to a certain extent, then I respect your boundaries.
Right. And I think like an example of unhealthy female relationships, we can sometimes see those kind of relationships on reality shows like Real Housewives, where they are in a group of friends, but you see them digging at each other in the worst ways possible, exposing each other, making lies about. Now that's a dystopian type of situation there. You don't want a friendship where you have somebody close to you having access to you, and you know that they are willing to cross your boundaries or destroy your reputation. That is what unhealthy friendships look like. I've seen those kind of relationships in high school where you have this level of immaturity where it's like, oh, we're close, but we fight. Like, you know, like, that's unhealthy. Like, you don't have to fight and be close. Like, that's crossing each other's boundaries, and ultimately it will lead to a falling out. It always does. And that is not ideal when it comes to having a healthy friendship.
I completely agree.
You know?
Yeah, and I think that people think that you seeing this person upset and having that kind of moment draws you closer to the person, because you're like, oh, now I really know you, because I know what you're like when you're angry, and I know what you like when you're hangry or when you're hungry. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's not really the truth.
I know.
Just because you know how someone is when they're angry doesn't mean you really truly know them.
It's like, did you just provoke that person by crossing their boundary just to say that now we're closer because I know that you, like, really think about it. Like, how can you be friends with someone who's willing to cause harm to you?
Exactly. And that brings me to our next point. You need trust. And I love this next one because I remember in times prior connecting with people and finding myself in situations where I'm like, dang, I trusted this person. I trusted her and I got burned in the end. And why did I trust? And why did I open up? And I want to start off by saying, if that's you, like, you definitely have to just get rid of those thoughts 100%, because that's just going to make you feel bad. And that's going to put you in a place of constantly bringing the past into the present. You have not met all the people that are going to love you.
Oh, yes.
You have no idea the people that you're going to come across that are going to love you.
Yeah, what do they say? Don't let that one spoiled apple ruin the bunch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
One rotten apple.
That's right. And as much as this may sound like the complete opposite, but keep on trusting. I urge you to keep on trusting, because this is how you find the right connections.
That's radical.
This is how you find the right people that are going to be part of your tribe or your community. You just keep trusting, and you're going to keep getting hurt, right? But eventually, right? Eventually, you'll find the right people, the right ones. You'll be like, dang, she's my best friend. And we didn't even grow up together. We didn't go to kindergarten together.
That is, oh my gosh. It's so interesting that you say that. Because, like, I always just think, I would idolize that kind of relationship. Mm-hmm. Like, it has to be someone from childhood.
Yes.
It has to be someone who I've known for years and years. It's like, that doesn't actually create a good friendship just because you've known them for years.
Nope.
Half of the people that I've known for years and years, I can't trust. And the people that I meet and that I actually align with out of my choice, I can actually trust.
Yes.
So trust is definitely something that is a process. It's not going to be one way all the time. You're not always going to feel trusting of a person 100. Well, actually, I can say that I trust you 100%, but also it deals with acceptance.
Right.
Like, you have to be willing to work with someone.
Yes.
And it's not, I don't really know how to put this into words, but you can't just say, I don't even know how to put it into words, but it's more like if Princess didn't do anything for me to mistrust her, I trust her. What is there for Princess to do for me to not trust her?
Right.
Princess stole from me. I know I can't trust her with certain things. You know what I mean? But if she's not like that, I have nothing to worry about, right? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a thing that happens as you go along.
Right.
You know, you never really know. And like she said, it's radical. You have to keep trusting. And you keep trusting the person. And you keep trusting because it is a ongoing process until that trust is broken. And if the trust is never broken, then you have a lifelong friendship. And that's just how it is.
I think also just being around a person that understands or seeks to understand, that creates a lot of depth in your trust with this person. You sense that, wait a minute, it's not because you tell me you're trying to understand me, it's because your actions prove that you want to understand me. Mm-hmm. If somebody wants to understand you, this person seeks to build relationship with you. They seek to build community with you. They seek to build life with you. You know, they're trying to share their life with you in a sense, because there's a desire to understand you. Someone who doesn't give a smack about you doesn't want to understand you. And if they don't want to understand you, then they want something from you.
Right.
What is it that you want from me? So if you're still having this communication with me, and we don't want to veer off into the negative or into the dark side, but you will encounter females that are jealous, petty, envious, and we can't fail not to talk about that, right? How many of you watching this, you're like, dang, my last friend was a backstabber. She was sleeping with my boyfriend. Or,
ooh, girl.
we gotta take it there, right? I can't tell you how many friendships I've heard that ended over a guy. They were fighting over a boy, and it was just, it was horrific. Or my friend crashed my car, and she didn't do anything to make the situation any better. And I've been in a situation where my best friend was, quote unquote, spreading gossip about me. She started a smear campaign about me. Why? She was jealous that I was doing better in school. I was getting better grades. Like, even the simplest things, the smallest things can bring out the best in people, right? So why is trust so important? Because in order to know who this person really is, you really do have to trust.
Right. And I think coming out of any kind of situation like that where you've been burned, or you have trust issues, you have to look at how honest the person is. There has to be some key indicators that this person is honest. So this can look like, okay, hey girl, I'm going to, like, you have a date, right? You have a date set, or you have a dinner date set with you and your friend. And your friend's running behind, and your friend, instead of saying, oh, I'm 5 minutes away, knowing that they're like 30 minutes away, or they're not on their way at all, they decide to lie to you and say, I'm 5 minutes away. 5 minutes past, you're waiting for your friend to show up to this date, and they're still not there. You're like, girl, what happened? And then they continue with their lie of, oh, well, I'm stuck in traffic. And then it's like, okay, there's something off. You want to deal with people who will be honest and be like, you know what, girl, I know I said I wanted to have dinner with you this night, but I really am not feeling it. I feel really bad. And they start to open up and express how they feel honestly. That's the kind of friendship that you want to have. That's the kind of friendship that you can trust. Hey, I might not be going to this dinner, but I do need your support because I honestly feel some certain way. You just want to look for those key indicators of honesty within a person and integrity within a person. Not everybody has that, but when you find it, you will know it. I would prefer a person who is honest to a person that tries to appease me by lying any day.
Right.
You know, and I can trust the honest person more than I can trust a dishonest person. That's just by nature, right? Mm-hmm. So look for indicators of honesty in your friends and honesty within females, even when it gets tough. Even I would respect someone who told me they were jealous, who told me that they find my man attractive, more than I would trust someone or respect someone who would cheat. Yeah. It's like, you can tell me that you're having these feelings and we can work through this, or, you know, and we can end our friendship there, because let me tell you something. If you tell me that you like my man, I'm joking. If you tell me that you like my man, I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I would prefer the honesty first rather than having to go through all these lies and mistrust. And, you know, anything that burns. Like, it's just, there's a level of maturity that comes with trusting and being trustworthy.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of honesty and trustworthy, then comes communication. So that's our third one, communication. And that right there, that comes with the integrity and the honesty and everything she was just saying. Being an effective communicator, learning to communicate how you're feeling, what you're feeling, and not being afraid to express yourself. I think a lot of people have a hard time with honesty. And why is that? If you really think about it, you put the two and two together. First of all, you're afraid. You're afraid of what this person's going to think of you if you tell them how you really feel about something. Like, it could be something simple. And I know personally this was like a struggle of mine. Like, if a friend said, oh, how do I look? And I didn't like the dress. I didn't know how to say I don't like the dress. It doesn't look good on you. It's not flattering to your body or your shape or whatever. And I know she likes the dress. And I'm giving you like just the simplest example, because somebody might be listening to this and they're like, that's so simple. I know. But even we have a hard time being honest and communicated with the simplest things, right? And all those little things can make or break a connection or a friendship. And just being honest about the small things will help you to be honest about the big things, the major things. I don't like the dress. It's not flattering. And you know what? Your friend might say, but I do like it. I'm just going to wear it.
Okay. That's one thing.
Life goes on.
That is very important. And that's also another testament to maturity. Because it's okay that we have different opinions.
Right.
It's how you communicate them. You don't have to be rude about it. You can say, look, I would prefer if you would wear this. I think that this is more flattering, but if this makes you happy, go for it. Like, it's how you feel in it at the end of the day. That comes with practice. That comes with wanting to know how to communicate. That comes with having the compassion to communicate in a way that is loving, that is truthful to what you feel, and that can help someone, or it could help, or it could just like contribute to their opinion. But communication is a two-way street, and you sometimes cannot worry about how the person, like, whether they received it. I don't want to say you can't. I don't really want to say you can't worry about how they receive it, because you actually should take into consideration about how it's received. But that comes with that compassion once again. It's really reaction. If you want a healthy friendship, you have to look at how your friend reacts. If you care about your relationship and there's like some rift in the road or something of that nature, you should be able to communicate about it and have a safe space with your friend to communicate about it. Healthy relationships allows you to have differing opinions. It allows you to be yourself. It allows you to have differences and still be friends.
Right.
And
just being okay with the fact that you're not going to agree on everything. And that's okay.
Yes.
Like, you have to be comfortable with that. And that can be uncomfortable. I'll be the first to tell you, it is very uncomfortable. Disagreement can be very uncomfortable, especially if you're close to this person or you're getting to know this person and you're like, okay, I don't want us to have like a wedge. So because we disagreed on this, there's a wedge, and that person's not your friend. If they can't accept the fact that you're not okay with this or that, then something is wrong. This person's trying to control you. This person is trying to manipulate you. This person is trying to...
Or if you give constructive criticism, and there's a way to give constructive criticism. Like, if you are giving your friend constructive criticism, and I mean you are being compassionate while you're talking to them about it, you're saying what you think, and you say, hey, I think this could be better. Don't get me wrong. I like what you're doing, but I think this would be better if you tried it this way. Would you be open to trying it that way? Now, if you say it that way, that's completely compassionate. You are being honest. You are talking to your friend. You are giving your opinion, and you are allowing them to either accept it or not accept it. Now, if the reaction is, and the reaction is also a part of communication, and it's also a responsibility. If the reaction is like, oh, you're being negative, you never want to see me, then you know that you are dealing with a friend who might have had toxic relationships, or who might not be receptive to construction, who might not be receptive or caring, or maybe sensitive to judgment. Now, what you do with that, if you want to continue the friendship, then you would be like, okay, well, I want to work through this. Like, hey, I didn't mean it that way. I think we should talk about it, and they are up to it. Then you continue your friendship. You grow your communication skills, right? Because I can't say there's always going to be uncomfortable times with your friends. I feel like I have healthy friendships, and we all have a good sense of communication, and we don't have issues with differing opinions or constructive criticism. If something doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right. But it did take some time to get here, and I had to work on my own communication skills in order to get, have compassion, to be able to say what I want to say.
Right.
Without it coming off the wrong way. And I cared about that kind of stuff. Like, I don't want my friend to feel hurt by what I say. I don't want her to feel like I'm hurting her or out to get her, or I don't want to create those feelings of negativity within my friends. So I choose to communicate better. But you have to make that choice. You have to know how to react. You have to know how to respond to the reactions with the communication. it is a working thing, and it changes.
If I could say anything else to add to that, I would say that I've heard women who have been besties forever, and they're like, oh, we've never argued, we've never had like a moment where we had a falling out. And I'm like, that's not possible. But then when you really think about it, it is possible. If this friendship has had clear communication from day one, it's very much possible to go through a lifetime of a friendship with someone and kind of never have a falling out with them, because you guys just communicate really well. The door of communication is always open, in other words. You can be honest with this person and never feel judged for your honesty.
And that's what a healthy female friendship looks like.
So that brings us to the next one, number 4, respect. I think everything we said kind of covers what respect should look like with your friend. And I feel like this one is like a no-brainer to me, the whole respect thing. If you truly are seeking to understand this person, you're going to have respect for this person. It goes back to boundaries, it goes back to trust, it goes back to communication. You see how they all link? It's like a chain link. So you respect their boundaries, you're seeking to understand them, you give them trust, or you trust them completely. Yes, it's possible to trust somebody completely. It's possible to turn your back and say, well, I trust her. Like, I trust my friend, I trust her.
She trusts me.
I do. I trust her. Because it's like, there's no reason for me to be, because mistrust is born from fear. So what are you so afraid of? Why are you afraid of this person? Or what is it
Either fear or actions from that person. If that person has shown you that they are not trustworthy, just believe that they are not. And that's pretty much it. Like, if someone betrays you and they apologize, I don't know. I wouldn't. If you betray me one time, I'm sure you're going to betray me another time.
I would have to agree with that. Like they say, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me type of thing. Like, that statement is very true. Like, when people show you who they are, just believe them. And it doesn't take much to know who somebody is. Like, you will know. It's sometimes it's a feeling, sometimes it's an action thing, but you will know eventually. And that's not to, and I don't know why I keep mentioning fear. I don't know who's watching this. I don't know what's going through your mind, and I don't know what you've been through. But it's just to say that don't be afraid to try again.
Yes.
The people that are called to love you, that are called to be in your life, the friendships that you're supposed to have, you're going to have healthy female friendships. It's going to come. It's going to happen. It's not this huge mountain. You're like, I've never had positive female role models in my life. I've never, my mom was toxic, my sister was toxic.
Right.
And I'm really just speaking from a place of experience as well. I didn't always have the positive female role models. And that's something that I would pray about. And I say, God, I just want friends.
Me too. I said, they always say, like, oh, when you become more successful, it becomes lonely. I'm like, I don't want to be alone at the top. I don't want to be alone when I'm successful. I don't want that. I want to have friends who are also successful.
Yes.
And me and Princess were talking about types of female friendships earlier, and the topic came up about alpha and alpha, because we do have a video together, and you should check it out. It's on No Cap, Just Raw. It's called Decoding the Alpha Female. And we were thinking about, what would an alpha female relationship look like versus like an alpha female and then a beta female relationship. What would that look like? And so I feel like some of my traits aligned with alpha, and some of Princess traits were aligned with alpha as well. And instead of like challenging each other, we want to build each other. We want to help each other. And that is something that I've always wanted and I've always prayed for as well. So I feel like it's literally like you have to become the person that is a good friend in order to have good friends.
Yes.
And you have to be able to hold a space for your friend. You have to, you really have to. If you want friends and you ask for it, the actions will start aligning with it. So.
And speaking of holding a space, our fifth and final is empathy. I think that you have to have empathy. You have to allow yourself to be human. Some people get into friendships and they're not human at all. And it's like, what happened to you? Like, somebody turned a switch on, and it's like, when you get around people, you're just not human anymore, because you don't want to get hurt, or you try to protect your heart. You've been hurt before, and you need to heal so you can be human again, so your heart can be made of flesh. Your heart is made of stone.
Okay, I get the metaphorical part of like being human again, but what does it look like? Like, what does it mean, like, in real relationship terms, if you feel like a switch has been flipped off and you are not human? Or is that like, oh, you become like, I don't care about this person's feeling and I treat them like an object? Is that what you're saying?
It's more so like, if something goes down and there's communication taking place, you have no accountability.
Oh,
so you're just you're not human, because you have no empathy. So this person's telling you, well, you know, when you did this, that kind of, made me feel like this. You should empathize with them.
I get it. Yeah, so like empathy is important in communication.
Yes, very much.
Like if someone's like, hey Key, when you did that, it hurt my feelings, and then I'm just like, hurt your feelings? Well, no, you should listen to how I feel about this.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's your fault. Those are your feelings. I didn't make you feel that way. Then that would be like, that would make you feel like I'm gaslighting you, or you're not human.
Yes.
And I'm not responsible for my actions. You're only responsible for your reactions.
Very much. And I also think that also plays into a person who's narcissistic. And they like to gaslight people and just kind of be the victim in every situation. You're not human. You have to feel, right? And you have to feel to the point where, if this person that you care about, that you say is your friend, tells you what you did, you have to feel to the point where you empathize with them. You're like, although you may not be able to understand really, truly, but you can try, right? Empathy doesn't mean you know exactly what they're feeling. And sometimes you do, because you've been through it or somebody else did it to you. And that makes it even better, because now when they're telling you what you did, you start thinking back. I know how
you feel. I'm sorry that you did that. I did that to you. I didn't intend to, right? Like, you can't just. So that is also bringing me back to that like alpha or alpha beta situation.
Yes.
But it's in the aspect of empath versus narcissist, or empath. Like empath will be a good relationship, but someone who is a narcissist will use and abuse the empath and say like, hey, like, well, I didn't do that to you. You did it to yourself. Like, I'm not responsible for that. They will make you feel unseen, unheard. But a true friendship will see you, will hear you, and will work. Any relationship is a process, and it is a work in process. And if you meet someone who is willing to work with you and who is forgiving and who sees you for who you are, and you are honest about who you are with them, and they empathize with you because they're like, I'm a person too. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I probably do things that hurt your feelings. I really don't mean to, but I can say that I feel bad that it happens. I wish I could do better, and I'm going to attempt to do better. You want to keep working with that person. If that person who you bring your feelings to completely shuts you down, you know that's not a healthy relationship. You remove yourself from that kind of relationship. It will never get better. Some people will use that. They will victimize you by saying, oh, well, or doing something, betraying you, hurting you, and then apologizing and abusing your empathy towards them, and then repeating the same patterns.
Right.
If that is the case, that is a toxic relationship, and use those multiple times where the person has done something that has been similar to the last time. Give them about 3 tries. I mean, people make mistakes, and they might make a mistake, right? Give them 3 tries. If it's something that's a deal breaker, like, oh no, you really hurt me and you really didn't care, then no more than 1 try with that person. But if you give someone who is trying 3 times and it seems like there is a bit of manipulation going on, you leave that person alone, okay? Empathy is just bringing up like a lot of different scenarios in my mind, because I do work with a lot of different people who have been in empathic relationships where they feel for somebody, but that was taken advantage of.
Right.
And so I'm speaking to you specifically, people who have been taken advantage of, you felt like your kindness was taken for weakness, you felt like you did everything for a person and they did nothing for you, please put a limit on how many chances you give somebody. If they do not see you as a person, if they do not change their ways and work towards a better relationship with you, they are done. Okay, I'm telling you that now.
100%. And sometimes you just gotta walk away and say absolutely nothing.
Walk away from unhealthy friendships. Okay,
it's the best
walk
lesson.
Away. And I do want to bring attention to the fact that it's sometimes easy to miss a female narcissist within female friendships. Because I don't know about y'all, but like I usually gravitate towards women naturally, and I just have this innate want to protect women and to help nurture women and empower other women. But it is hard to see when another woman will take advantage of that. And some women will use a lot of manipulation tactics. Like some women will use the fact that they're a woman and, oh, I'm a victim of this, I'm a victim of that, and they will get into a relationship with you and they will not give equally to you because they are the bigger victim and therefore you should focus on them. Right. So be careful with friendships like that. Be careful, because it's easier to use the guise of I'm a woman, I have emotions, I have hormones, and hide. A narcissist or someone who's abusive can hide under all of that, and it's not healthy for you to constantly give to a female who is creating toxicity in their own life and using you as someone who supports their narcissism or their delusions or their histrionic type of personality. Okay, I'm talking about type B personalities. Okay, if you don't know what that is, you need to go research it. So be careful, know the signs, and handle things appropriately. Have the proper boundaries.
Yes, and you won't be happy, and if you're not happy in your friendship, then something's wrong. Take a step back, evaluate the situation, assess, think, spend time alone. Sometimes you can spend so much time with someone that a lot of things can go over your head. You're seeing this person every day, talking to them every single day, and you fail to see certain things. But sometimes if you take a step back, spend some time alone and assess and say, okay, this is my friend, and we share everything together, we talk all the time, and I'm not happy, something's wrong. And it's not to say that this person is supposed to make you happy, because nobody can make you happy. You gotta be happy with it yourself.
Yeah, right. She does no one can make you happy.
Okay,
if you're a good person and you're a good friend, you will enhance the happiness of your friend.
Listen, she's right. She is right. If you in good company, yes, I believe this person can increase your joy. Because, like people say, sometimes it's not always where you are. Sometimes it's who you're with, right? You could go to a place you're like, oh, that trip was great because you had great company. You were in good company, right? But she's right. I agree with that. That's a completely different topic, but she is right. But it's just to say, like, cultivate healthy friendship because it feels good. It feels good to be able to laugh with somebody, and the laughter is real and genuine. I want to laugh till my tummy hurts because I'm with somebody that just kind of brings that out of me. Yeah. But rather than being miserable, and this person has bad vibes, bad energy, and you feel like someone's sucking your blood. And
oh my
goodness. You talk to them, you feel depleted.
Oh, I've had some friendships like that.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Why does this never energize me?
It's a never-ending story.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel right.
Right. I get that.
Step back. Evaluate. And know. And don't just put titles on people. Make sure that's the title that... If this is what this person represents to you in your life, this is my friend. I don't use the term, and I say this all the time, I'm going to say it again. I do not use the term friend loosely. I do not take that with a grain of salt. Saying somebody's your friend, it's a big deal. You are my friend. And I tell Key all the time, I'm like, this is my great friend. I come on here, this is how I introduce her. She's my great friend. I know why I present her to you guys in that manner, right? But it's real, and it has to be real, in other words. So, guys...
I have a bonus question.
Go for it.
So, now that we know what a healthy friendship does look like, for those who are viewing and who are currently questioning their friendship and they see that it's more on the toxic side, how would you tell them that they should, what would you tell them to handle that situation or to kind of split from that relationship?
Okay, so I'm a firm believer that you don't just meet people by coincidence. I believe everything's on purpose, and it's not by accident. So if you meet somebody and it didn't work, but there was a reason why you connected with that girl, maybe she needs to see maybe you are healthy and maybe encountering you showed her what a healthy female looks like. Maybe encountering you showed her what it means to be loved by a woman and it's healthy, it's platonic. Some women don't know what platonic female relationships look like. And I'm kind of going deep here.
She's going into where these boundaries are not set.
Bingo.
Or you have someone who is trying to cross a boundary.
Bingo.
And not respect a boundary when it comes to heterosexuality.
She just read my mind like 100%. Like we do that a lot, but anyway.
That is a toxic friendship, but I believe what she's going to say works for any type of female friendship that is at its end where you've realized that it's toxic and it's not what you want. Yeah.
So you might meet that one female because you probably grew up in an environment where you were, not handled properly by women. They kind of violated you in a sense, and so you don't trust females maybe for that reason, and maybe just encountering that one female who dealt with you in a very platonic and healthy way, right? That's one example, because some people come into your life for a season, some people come to be in your life forever, some people come into your life maybe for a couple of months to just accomplish that one thing, some people come in your life to teach you a lesson.
So after they teach you that lesson and you realize like, okay, this can't be something that continues on, how do you deal with like ending that friendship?
I'll say that it won't be easy, right? Because it's never easy to walk away from something if you feel like it's good, right? I personally have been in situations where I've met good people and I just felt like it was not a forever thing. I learned something from them. Or they made me better, or they just inspired me to the point where I started being a better version of myself. And so when we stopped talking, there was kind of a mourning process, right? Now, as far as how to walk away, I feel like I don't have the recipe or the exact formula because I feel like it'll look different for everyone. Sometimes you just stop talking to them. You might change your number and then you guys didn't exchange numbers and for some reason that didn't continue. Okay. Or you may have a falling out with this person and God has a sense of humor like that. You and this person might have a falling out, and falling out is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it works to your benefit. You and them just kind of have a disagreement and they're so upset and you're like, how could this small thing make you so upset? And you guys just stop talking because of that one small thing.
So it's like, if something isn't working, you could either be, I guess, like confrontational about it. It depends on your communication style too. So this is a part of communication. You figured out that the friendship is toxic. Either you don't communicate, depending on how toxic it was, how much they've crossed the boundary, or whatever had gone on, you just excommunicate from them, or you just ghost the situation. But if it's like, hey, if you feel like you can talk to this person and there's just a difference that's going on in your life, then what I would do in that kind of situation would probably just be like, look, I really did appreciate our friendship. I do think that I'm moving in a different direction with my life. I wish you the best, but I no longer want to continue our friendship. Like,
yes. And I've had situations where I literally just had to walk away and say absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And so either their number changed or my number changed. And like I said, sometimes
some people are crazy, so you can't say anything to them. So.
No, and she is so right. There are some people they don't know how to let go. And it can be very ugly. So if you see that that's how it ends, then let bygones be bygones. Like, just allow it to be just that way. Stop. Don't go back. Knocking at the door like, hey, why did you stop talking to me? And it's so funny we're talking about this because I had a situation like that and it was so bizarre. And I tried to go back to it and just kind of reopen the door. And something within me was just like, this is clearly over with. Like, just leave it alone. You know?
Sometimes you gotta leave it alone, let go, let God, let bygones be bygones, and forgive and forget.
Nip it in
Then
the bud.
keep trusting and finding your tribe. You know, go through your emotions, check out the video on No Cap Just Raw, feel it, feel those emotions, and ask God for a friendship that fits you and to give you the work for yourself that makes you a better friend so that you can attract better friends in your life. A healthy female friendship looks like one that it's two-sided. It has trust in it. It has love in it. It has loyalty. Boundaries. Respect. Respect is my favorite.
I love respect too. I think respect keeps things going.
Collaboration is another one. Don't forget
I love
that.
So, cultivating a healthy female relationship. Be that healthy female first.
Oh, yes.
First and foremost, you got to be her and you'll find her, right? And she said something like that earlier, just in a different way. She was like, your relationships are a reflection of who you are. So if you're healthy, baby, you're going to find some healthy people. You're a healthy woman, guess what? You're going to find other healthy women and you guys are going to be able to build together. It's going to just be beautiful.
Yes.
So thank you so much, guys, for rocking with us on this episode. It's been really fun, as usual. Thank you so much, Key.
Welcome.
And like, it's awesome that we had an opportunity to do this face-to-face. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please leave a comment below. Tell us what you thought about this episode. And if you have more questions, shoot us some questions.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Follow us on social media. It'll be right here, and hers right there. Give us a follow. And we'll see you guys in the next episode of No Cap Just Raw. Love you. Bye.
Bye.